In the news tonight, Cuba has a ready market for Guyanese produce. Homeowners paying rent and mortgages is unfair, says new CHNPA chairman, and syndicates could help in job creation. News in Depth begins now. With tonight's edition of News in Depth, I'm Eva Wharton. Thanks for joining us. First up, new markets are available in Cuba for Guyanese produce. Potential for significant agricultural trade between Guyana and Cuba once the locals can satisfy the needs of the Cuban market. Guyana's ambassador to Cuba, Halim Majid, said since taking up the appointment he has re-engaged Cuban authorities on improving trade relations with Guyana.
Cuba buys annually 1.8 billion US dollars in fruits and vegetables and food-related products. When I met with the Cuban authorities, they said to me in clear and unambiguous terms that the Cuban government was going to give us first priority, if there is a phrase like that, first priority, in acquiring and purchasing our fruits and vegetables. They told me clearly also that, look, we know Guyana cannot supply 1.8 billion, but certainly you can supply 10 million worth, or 20 million, or 30 million, or 50 million.
Ambassador Majid explained that the demand is going to be greater with Cuba's expanding tourism industry.
By the end of March, that is last month, I think 1.2 million tourists had already arrived in Cuba.
The ambassador said already several large companies locally are trying to tap into the Cuban market, given the demand for their products.
Of course, Cuba is very interested in buying our rice. Right now, Nan Persad and Company is an approved supplier to the Cuban government. And so now they are making arrangements to finalize the rice transaction with Cuba. The Gafsons is interested in selling to Cuba PVC products, and that is also in great demand in Cuba. Vulcan Timber Works is now trying to access the market in lumber, shingles, moldings, and similar wood products and craft.
Ambassador Majid, along with all heads of missions, are home participating in the 2017 Heads of Mission Conference. More news on the other side of this break.
Hey, looky there. Let me go techie boots.
Boots? No, man, I ain't gonna get locked up teeth in them big stinky 30-second hand boots. Plus, it gonna be more cheaper online. And then got my favorite color, pink. Let me go along.
Online shopping. Cheaper, faster, better. Passback.
Morning.
Hi, honey. Your family will love new Abbey butter spread.
Thank you, Mommy.
A heart-healthy choice with no cholesterol, Abbey is ready to use right out of the fridge. Smooth, spreadable, rich and creamy, Abbey is a great tasting butter spread. Try it today.
A man's beer.
Welcome back. It is unfair for homeowners to be paying both rent and mortgages because of the defects in turnkey houses constructed under the previous government, says the new chairman of the Central Housing and Planning Authority Board.
There are 16 housing schemes without electricity, potable water, and roads. This was revealed by newly appointed chairman of the Central Housing and Planning Authority Board, Ellsworth Williams. Williams said what is painful is that some homeowners are paying a rent and mortgage at the same time due to the defects in some of the homes, which were listed as completed.
is that we have housing units that were built by the past administration. And some of these housing units, people cannot move in as yet. Some of those houses have got serious defects. Some of the problems might be structural in nature. It can be foundation and other things like that. And some of these persons are already paying back on a mortgage and still have to pay rent and cannot yet move in to a house which they acquired. There are others who have moved in and they are having difficulties in living because of some of these problems. But they have no choice. They had to move in because
Williams said one of his major concerns is that there are some 25,000 housing applications and the Central Housing and Plan Authority cannot deliver on half of those for this year, but posited that there is an ongoing effort to maximize that backlog.
Morning.
Hi, honey.
Your family will love new Abe butter spread.
Thank you, Mommy.
A heart-healthy choice with no cholesterol, Abe is ready to use right out of the fridge. Smooth, spreadable, rich and creamy, Abe is a great tasting butter spread. Try it today.
Nothing compares to the class and beauty of Beeson Windows and Doors, engineered by professionals and built to last longer than the competition. Buy 10 windows and get one 24x16 bathroom window absolutely free. No tricks, no gimmicks, and no hidden fees. Prices starting from $13.5 VAT inclusive. So visit our showroom today at Lot 1228 New Eccles Industrial Site or BPAT's building on Regent Street and save big on UPVC or aluminum windows. To order now, call 622-4197 or 226-1292.
Syndicates could help in the creation of jobs and the reduction of prostitution in the interior.
Given a chance to have land to work will boost the morale of small miners, many of whom feel that the playing field is not level for all. For small miner Dana Jones, who got into the business some 43 years ago, it has been years of trying with millions of investments and now only to see everything come to a standstill.
Excavators are taken away and all these kind of things. After you've put in so much, because there is no gold on the land, you have to give back whatever you take from the people. If you give them $100 million, you got to leave that and let it go because you have no proper place to work.
Jones said it's a case where the large-scale miners are getting the prime land to work and in turn lease these lands on a percentage basis. But in our view, as soon as a miner discovers gold, that's the end of the deal.
Is that we have been used and abused by landowners who want you to take from you as much as $2 and $3 million for a position on a land. When you go on the land, you bore something and you find something tangible, they come and put you off. They say you're in the bedroom, you got to move out.
Owen Cease is another miner, and he said he had some trying times, but he endured and is thankful that the syndicate initiative was rolled out by the government.
That's what we're fighting for. Get with people them together, send them back to school. Who they're up on the road, take them in the interior, give them job, that they can stop making mischief for the police. Give me the police a hard time in town.
He said it is time to get young people back to work, and he believes this is a wonderful platform.
That's a wrap for this edition of News in Depth. Do join us again, same time tomorrow for another edition.